Hey you guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's getting through all this craziness okay. I am working on a few things. I'll be getting out pretty soon. I don't know when, but soon. But this morning I seen a video. Now I got this from Vincent Rose, who mirrored it from Frank Ramsey. So this is a video by Frank Ramsey, and thought it was important enough to share. They asked us to share it, mirror it, whatever, so I'm doing my part. Pretty interesting stuff here.
Telecom insider whose mobile phone tower protest went out of control is back. Now, he drove a tank down city streets, destroying transmitters to highlight what he saw as dangerous tower emissions. Now, of course, he was sent to jail for that, but the former technician hasn't changed his mind about the health effects of mobile phone towers, and he's preparing another protest. But as Laura Sparks reports, this one won't involve a tank.
The message was that how dangerous it was. I wasn't thinking clearly. I made some rash decisions, which I really regret.
But it was out of sheer frustration, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
His desperation drove him to extreme measures. John Patterson did the unthinkable. He went on a destructive spree in a tank, and now he's paid dearly for his actions.
I was proved guilty, and I was jailed for my offences.
How dangerous is this office?
It's catastrophic. You wouldn't work here.
We first met John, a former senior telecommunications technical officer with Telstra, more than 2 years ago. Back then, he was waiting to be sentenced, facing a jail term for his tank attack.
I was involved with rolling the technology out. I was very responsible for any safety things that actually happened. So I felt obligated to actually do something about it.
John borrowed his mate's armoured personnel carrier, one of only 2 in the country, and rammed 8 equipment shelters housing transmitters for mobile phone towers.
It disrupts the bioelectric system of your body, which is really your brain, your nervous system, how your muscles talk.
For 20 years, John tested Telstra digital systems. Over the time, he realised the dangers of electromagnetic radiation. When he moved to this Telstra depot in between 2 mobile phone towers, he got violently sick.
It microwaved us. So I got all the test gear out and measured it and drew up a report and showed that it was an occupational hazard to work in that building with that amount of radiation. And I was immediately removed from service.
The people on the inside of the telecom industry are trying to tell you how dangerous these death towers are. We see experiment after experiment, study after study, proving the harmful effects of this radiation. Check out this experiment. Wi-Fi off, the plants just grow normally. And after 72 hours, we see a robust acceleration. Here with the Wi-Fi on, there's nothing. There's no life. It's part of the eugenics program, ladies and gentlemen. And we're getting readings from inside the 5G core network. And it's worse than living in a microwave. Here, this microwave was on at 15 milliwatts per meter squared. And in Lake Tahoe, they just set up the 5G core network. This guy brings in his tri-field meter and just watch it go off the scales. I mean, it's worse than the microwave oven, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're going to be subjecting everybody to so that you can download a movie in 1 second. It's not worth it, ladies and gentlemen, and the studies are clear. And here's another big insider, a former president for Microsoft, telling you about the NTP report.
The National Institute of Health's National Toxicology Program released the findings of a 14-year, $25 million study that showed clear evidence of harm in terms of cancer and permanent DNA damage.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, and this was from the former president of Microsoft, Frank Clegg. Everybody's trying to tell you how dangerous these death towers are, and we're starting to see and hear more and more reports of these death towers being taken down. Check out Elvira here, this Angelina Jolie clone, if you will, basically describe to you the mayhem that's breaking out across America. These towers are going down, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, the cabling just goes up all by itself. It just needs a little spark, and those things are just going up in flames, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, it's probably better that these death towers get taken down than to let them spring up like poison mushrooms, blasting your ass with these, you know, photon rays that might as well be the Starship Enterprise. And you got these phaser beams just, you know, hitting you everywhere you go. And they're able to track you in ways you can't even imagine these days. You think like all of this information, all these apps, all these websites, you know, are just, you know, doing advertising. Oh, you're so wrong. They're harvesting all of that data and they're selling it to big government, all of them, every single website. I mean, they're basically, you know, looking for people that are trying to stay off the grid. That's basically how they entertain themselves these days. And you can bet that if you're classified as a conservative or a Republican or a Christian out there, you're going to get the special treatment. You're going to get these beams focused on your ass. And, you know, it's right there in the patents. You know, you check out the MIMO technology. Massive input, massive output, phase or beam forming and the like. I mean, they're just going to blast you like you can't even imagine. They're putting these things up everywhere. They're going to be like, you know, every other house. It's going to be at every shopping center, every gas station, every shopping mall. I mean, everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And so people are taking these things down, and it's incredible to see, you know, across the nation. I mean, we're seeing these acts of heroism, you know, civil disobedience, if you will. And, you know, it turns out that a lot of these things are pretty flimsy, and the wiring, the insulation on the wiring just acts like an accelerant. You basically just got to get it going, according to experts out there that are taking these things down. Now, why are they taking these death towers down? It's because they're way above the safety limits. There's all sorts of reports, conclusive reports, one after the other, that are saying that these things cause cancer, they suppress your immune system, they affect your nervous system, and, you know, your body isn't supposed to be subjected to this artificial radiation as it's being pumped out there by this beast system. And, you know, it just looks like, you know, all this stuff just looks like some kind of, you know, trap by some sort of off-world intelligence trying to, you know, wipe us off the planet passively, if you will. No need for an invasion. You just, you know, sell the humans a little technology and they'll deploy it everywhere. Easy as can be out there. But we're getting, you know, videos pretty much every day of these death towers getting taken down. And of course it goes underreported in the news because they just don't want to, you know, they don't want people to know, you know, how bad the situation is on both ends of the spectrum. You know, they don't want to know how bad you're getting dosed. They don't want you to know how bad you're getting dosed, and they don't want you to know how many of these death towers are getting taken down. And, you know, should they be taken down? I mean, you know, people on the inside are saying yes. You know, you got 250,000 telecom workers that are being injured every year on the job because of these death towers, beamed, you know, radiation burns, you know, falling off these structures. I mean, they've had enough. The insurance companies won't even underwrite the damage caused by these death towers, not just working on them, but living near them as well. They don't want to cover it. And, you know, all the standards are literally from 1966, ladies and gentlemen, and they're, you know, they were set up by people part of, you know, the military industrial complex. And, you know, as much as you want to support, you know, the defense establishment out there, I mean, this, you know, is unnecessary, to say the least. It's unnecessary, and it's like dropping bombs on civilians, but, you know, right here in America. And, you know, these death towers are going to have huge consequences, just like the fluoride, just like the vaccines, just like the GMOs, the pesticides, you name it, all of this.
Hello, my name is Frank Clegg, and I've spent over 40 years in the technology sector.
Yes, and, you know, according to many technology experts, they're telling you, this stuff should be banned, this stuff shouldn't be deployed. There's a massive uprising of doctors, physicians, academics, pushing back against the rollout of this 5G, which is completely untested and unnecessary. It just doesn't make any sense that this technology would be deployed so close to home when they have a range of 20, 30, 50 miles and the like. It truly is astonishing to see what you're getting dosed with. We recommend getting a meter out there, whether it be a tri-field meter or a gigahertz solution or the EMF 390. Get yourself a meter, shop around, see what works best for you. We feel that the EMF 390 has many more features and is actually less expensive and as accurate as the leading competitors. So that's why we promote that one. It's a win-win across the board. Check it out on our website, stfnreport.com. In any case, if you're just joining us, telecom workers are destroying cell towers and leaving a dire warning for the public. They know how bad these things are, but the information is getting suppressed, and we're seeing more acts of civil disobedience taking these towers down. They say that these things just go up like pretty much all by themselves. The insulation acts as an accelerant, and some of these are just tethered, as you can see on the left. So, the experts are warning everyone about these death towers, and it seems rather astonishing that they're able to roll these out without anybody really just doing anything about it.
So that's it for now. Y'all hang in there. We'll get through this. God's in control. Y'all take care.